Okay, so race history. Lead us off. The historian.
The historian.
I want to get him one of those like old school wigs.
With the powder white.
Yeah, those English wigs.
We could probably do an emoji of it. All right, so this track was inaugurated in 1953. The first race was a motorcycle race. The first F1 race held there was in 1963, and it was won by Jim Clark and a Lotus. It became a permanent track in 1980, though. So I guess it's also, it's been shifting back and forth. The most successful driver has been Michael Schumacher.
Yeah.
Most successful team here, it's actually two teams, Williams and Ferrari, 8 victories apiece. And then most successful engine manufacturers is a tie also between Ferrari and Renault, 8 victories, followed by Honda with 4.
Does that when Renault was with Williams?
Don't know. I didn't read into that.
Yeah.
But it probably was then.
Probably was then, yeah.
Not all of them though, because I think also in this track was Williams' first win with BMW.
Oh, okay.
So one of those 8 had to be at least BMW. I think it was more than it was.
Nice.
It's a very, obviously we already spoke about, it's a very narrow circuit. We're probably not going to see that many overtakes here, but
it is fast.
Yeah, and we also mentioned earlier that where it was held the tragic death of Ayrton Senna in 1984.
Oh yeah. So just more recent history. Obviously, it came back last year because of the global pandemic that was going on. A lot of holes were created in the calendar, and they brought back obviously Portugal. They brought back Mugello, Turkey, etc. And this was one of the tracks that were brought back last year. It was towards the end of the year. As far as what happened, as far as podium, Hamilton was first, Valtteri Bottas second, Daniel Ricciardo third, Daniel Kvyat fourth, Leclerc fifth, and Sergio Perez sixth. I could keep going, but what ended up happening? Actually, I could bring up.
Was this the race about the tattoo, or this was the second podium they got?
This was the tattoo.
It was the tattoo. Okay.
Yeah,
that we still haven't gotten yet.
Yeah,
right. So I'm gonna see if this hopefully works. It's an overlay of the track map. You could see it's a very fast and flowy map. It goes, what is that, counterclockwise, leads into a chicane, and it's just a fast track which benefited Renault last year as a team because they started going in as far as straights. They were like insane last year towards the end of last year, and that's what ended up with Daniel Ricciardo being the man there. As far as predictions, where do we see this thing headed? Knowing that we didn't really get a lot of data just off of the one race.
And I feel like it's been months since Bahrain too as well.
Yeah. It's been a month. So qualifying. Where do we anticipate qualifying laying out?
I think Max takes it again, qualifying. I think Max definitely gets pulled. This followed right by Ham, Bottas, Perez. And fifth, I would say, I don't know, it's like a gamble. I'll go with Tsunoda just because of the hype.
Car looks quick though.
Yeah. Yeah, she's still thinking.
Hamilton. Verstappen. I think it's 3 weeks between races. You don't think Mercedes is going to figure something out? And they weren't far off from Red Bull, and they still managed to win the race. So Mercedes, Verstappen, and Perez.
I'm going to say one thing, right? I don't have the track map for Bahrain to bring it up, but Red Bull was killing Mercedes in Sector 2 last race at Bahrain. And not just Red Bull, Honda in general, both the AlphaTauris and the Red Bulls, right? Sector 2 is in Bahrain. It's a lot of turns. It's that crazy downhill to uphill. That it's like a dog leg, whatever. I think that this track lends itself more towards higher end, top speed, etc. So I'm going to go back to, I guess, normal, and I'll say it'll be Hamilton and Bottas as 1 and 2, with Verstappen as number 3, because we don't have those areas where I believe that Red Bull will be able to pick up speed or pick up time on the Mercedes.
Okay. 4th, 5th?
4th, 5th, qualifying. I think you'll see I think you'll see the Perez up there, the Perez.
That's his new name.
And then maybe
El Perez.
we'll start seeing where stuff really starts to shake out. As far as I'm so curious what happens, and we had a video on it on YouTube. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel, subscribe if you've seen a video or two. We had to talk about the midfield and who's really going to be at the top of that midfield. Is it going to be McLaren? Is it going to be Ferrari, who's improved, or is it going to be AlphaTauri? Right. So we saw Ferrari much improved last year. I don't know if their engine power will be able to, even though Bahrain's a power track, this is just straight like guns blazing, etc. So I think we'll see a lot. We'll see either Ricciardo or Lando Norris in that. If I said fourth is Perez, fifth Ricciardo or Norris, with potentially Gasly in the mix.
And you're saying they'll be up there because they have the Mercedes engine?
Because they're a good car in general.
This is the improvement of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Because the car itself, because McLaren's aero package itself is good, and now they have a strong engine, a strong, reliable engine. I'm having trouble because last year I'm going to bring it up. Last year in Imola, as far as qualifying, and the McLarens, they were 9th and 10th, right? Not great. Renault 5th with Daniel Ricciardo. So is it that Daniel Ricciardo likes that track? Is it that it's just suited to his style of speed? The Renaults were powerful at the end of last year, and McLaren had a Renault engine. So I hesitate.
These type of tracks tend to favor a Renault engine just because it's Renault. The Renault engine seems to be very good at
The Alpine engine now, I guess.
Well, no, it's still
It's still a Renault engine, I guess, yeah.
But they tend to favor tracks where you're a lot on the throttle.
Yeah.
So it seems, I don't know. I guess their arrows messed up, but it seems like the Renault engine seems to be very good. They just don't have very good reliability. But obviously, that's not the case with the Mercedes engines, which is what we're talking about with McLaren. And it seems like McLaren has a better overall package.
Yes.
And it seems that they also have ace up their sleeve with the diffuser. I don't know if teams are going to be able to bring an upgrade to put those fins in the middle of the diffuser like McLaren did. Andreas Seidel said he was surprised that more teams didn't do that. So we'll see how it works out.
What do you think as far as the podium?
Oh, podium. I think it'll shake out much the same way qualifying will. I think qualifying is going to be super important on this track because there's not a lot of overtaking. So I don't think you're going to get a lot of action at the front. Maybe in the midfield, we're going to get some action because the cars are that much closer together. But it seems to me that Red Bull and Mercedes are just way ahead of the field. And obviously, they're not as ahead as last year, but they are pretty ways ahead of the midfield. The action is going to be in the midfield.
So you're saying your podium trio is going to be Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing. No. I said Hamilton, Verstappen, and Perez.
Okay.
I think Perez is going to have a better race. If he doesn't have any issues with the car like he did last race.
Ruben, what do you think?
I don't think that Bottas can beat Perez, man. I don't hold Bottas in that high regard. He's a good driver, but I mean the Red Bull seems like it's way better than last year, and I think that Perez is a better driver than Bottas.
Ruben, what do you think?
I think it will be Hamilton will take it, even though I don't think he's going to take pole in qualifying, but Hamilton's going to take it, followed right closely by Verstappen and Bottas. Perez fourth. I was just earlier I got excited with the qualifying, but I think Ricciardo will be fifth.
Yeah. Last year Max Verstappen actually didn't finish the race. He spun off with a puncture. I think it'll be Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. For me, I think the real issue is going to be, can Bottas show that he can handle the pressure? That's going to be the story of this season, because he's not even fighting for first place anymore. Now he's going to be fighting for second and third, and he's going to be getting a lot of pressure from Perez. So we'll see. I think that's going to be the story of the year going forward. I want to point out that Sergio Perez finished 6th last year in his Racing Point, behind Charles Leclerc and behind Daniel Kvyat and behind Daniel Ricciardo. So I don't know. We'll see. Guys, anything else before we wrap up this episode?
Racing is back.
Yeah, race week.
Race week.
No.
Race week.
I want to see cars on track.
Yes, sir.
I want to see
Absolutely.
qualifying. I
So-
want to see the race.
Yeah, I know it's been. Hey guys, this is Wellington from the Jump to Start Racing crew. Before we start, I want to make sure to tell you to destroy that like button and to make sure to hit subscribe to be up to date with our episodes and clips. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle on both platforms is @JumpTheStartF1. See you there.